Before we dive into how Jasmine Crockett combined humor and evidence to demonstrate why FIFA created a peace award exclusively for Trump's satisfaction, be sure to hit that subscribe button because this tale includes chocolate coin trophies, childish meltdowns, and the most humiliating display of manufactured credibility you'll witness all year. The spectacle itself appeared like something straight from a comedy sketch program. There's Donald Trump positioned beside FIFA President Gianni Infantino, radiating with the type of grin typically reserved for genuine achievements. Infantino is awarding him with what's being described as the FIFA Peace Prize, a gleaming medal that appears, according to numerous observers across social media, oddly like a portly Trump figurine melted down and reshaped into a trophy. The presentation has all the elements of authenticity: formal setup, official FIFA logos, cameras documenting every second. Trump receives the award with the seriousness of someone who thinks they've just been presented the Nobel Prize. There's just one minor issue. Nobody within the international sphere had ever encountered the FIFA Peace Prize prior to this precise moment. It wasn't an established recognition with a legacy of honorees. It wasn't something FIFA had been distributing for years to genuine peacemakers. It seemed to have been manufactured specifically for this event, conjured from nothing like a participation medal at a children's soccer match, except the child is a former president with a recorded fixation on awards and acclaim. Jasmine Crockett's reaction arrived quickly and ruthlessly, presented with the ideal mixture of shock and comedic delivery that had become her trademark method to Trump's continuous stream of fabricated achievements. Let me understand this correctly. She started in a declaration that would be circulated thousands of times within hours. FIFA, an institution most recognized for corruption controversies and dubious World Cup venue choices, chose to create a brand new peace award. And the initial recipient just happens to be Donald Trump. The calculation isn't calculating, y'all. She wasn't simply challenging the award's authenticity. She was ridiculing the whole concept with the kind of precise accuracy that comes from grasping exactly what was occurring and refusing to act otherwise. This is what transpires when you mix Trump's frantic need for approval with FIFA's track record of doing whatever serves FIFA. They didn't award him a peace prize. They handed him a toddler plaything to prevent a meltdown. It's a binky with FIFA labeling. The parallel to toddler handling wasn't just a casual remark. It was fundamental to Crockett's interpretation of what had genuinely happened. Trump had invested years openly desiring the Nobel Peace Prize, especially after Barack Obama received one. He'd been put forward by advocates who obviously didn't comprehend how Nobel nominations function. He'd griped about not getting it despite, in his narrative, achieving more than any president throughout history. The craving for that particular approval, for the international recognition that accompanied acknowledged peace prizes, was transparent to anyone watching closely, and FIFA, according to Crockett's evaluation, had merely chosen to grant him what he craved, or at least grant him something that resembled enough like what he craved that he'd take it and feel content. They basically invented a medal to occupy him, she stated, her voice suggesting she was truly amazed by the boldness of it. Like handing a baby a bright rattle so they quit wailing. Except in this situation, the baby is a former president, the rattle is a fabricated FIFA recognition, and we're all witnessing this unfold on international broadcast. The presentation itself had featured Trump making expansive assertions about his achievement, including the declaration that he'd resolved 8 wars and delivered unprecedented peace to international conflicts. Crockett's reply to this assertion blended fact verification with ridicule in equal portions. 8 wars. 8. He resolved 8 wars. Now, I'm just a congresswoman from Texas. Not a military scholar, but I'm fairly certain resolving 8 wars is the kind of thing that would have been, observed by scholars, by the nations involved, by literally anyone monitoring international affairs. She went on, her irony intensifying. You don't resolve 8 wars before lunch, unless your identity is Captain America, and even he would require a montage. But Trump claims he accomplished it. FIFA presents him a medal. And we're all expected to just agree like this is reasonable. This is manipulation as theatrical performance. The parallel to Obama surfaced repeatedly in Crockett's analysis, and she wasn't indirect about why. We all understand what this is genuinely about. Trump has been pursuing President Obama's legacy since the moment Obama mocked him at that White House Correspondents' Gathering. Obama received a Nobel Peace Prize, a genuine one, from the legitimate Nobel Committee, with a century of tradition and credibility. Trump desires that recognition so intensely he can feel it, but he can't obtain it the authentic way. So FIFA pretends to be the Nobel Committee and presents him a candy coin disguised as international acknowledgement. She linked this directly to a wider tendency she'd recognized in Trump's post-presidency: the persistent need for outside validation to make up for inside vulnerability. For a black man to achieve presidency, he had to be significantly better than everyone else. Obama had to be remarkable just to be regarded qualified. Trump stumbles through 4 years, loses his re-election, confronts multiple charges, and still anticipates to be regarded like he's achieved something historic. And when authentic institutions won't provide him that recognition, he locates ones that will, even if they have to create the award initially. The racial elements weren't hidden in Crockett's interpretation. They were explicit. She'd raised similar arguments previously about the conflicting standard in how achievement and qualification were evaluated, observing that Melania Trump obtained an EB-1 visa, allegedly for exceptional talent in modeling, while Barack Obama required to be present to be deemed adequately accomplished for a Nobel. The criteria changed depending on who's being assessed, Crockett noted. Obama receives a Nobel and gets challenged about whether he merits it. Trump receives a fabricated FIFA medal and behaves like he's secured global peace. And we're expected to act. These things are comparable. The FIFA component offered abundant substance for humor because the institution itself was such an ideal collaborator for this kind of manufactured credibility. FIFA's background of corruption controversies, its disputed World Cup venue determinations, its standing for emphasizing money and politics over the game, all of it made them the perfect institution to present Trump an award that fulfilled reciprocal interests. FIFA presenting Trump a peace prize is like the World Boxing Federation presenting me a physics recognition, Crockett joked. Sure, you can execute it. You can produce a certificate and conduct a presentation, but it doesn't signify anything to anyone who understands what legitimate physics awards resemble. Multiple commentators and social media participants had remarked that the scheduling of the award appeared suspiciously coordinated with Trump potentially affecting or meddling with FIFA objectives, particularly regarding World Cup venue arrangements or other FIFA concerns in the United States. Crockett addressed this perspective with typical frankness. Let's be honest about what occurred here. FIFA requires things from the United States. Trump adores awards and credibility. So FIFA establishes an award. Trump receives his recognition, and presumably, FIFA obtains whatever assistance or leverage they were seeking. This isn't negotiation. This is a deal wrapped up in ritual presentation. She portrayed the whole display as humiliating international spectacle and particularly emphasized how it made America appear to the rest of the planet. We selected a 70-year-old infant as president, and now international institutions are presenting him bright playthings to maintain his contentment. That's how the globe views us currently. Not as a legitimate nation with legitimate leadership, but as a country that can be charmed and controlled with phony awards. This entire thing resembled a Monty Python routine, except Python was deliberately humorous, and this is just pathetic. The medal itself became a target of specific ridicule, with numerous observers commenting that its appearance seemed to prominently display Trump's image in a manner that no authentic peace prize would. Crockett grabbed onto this detail. That medal resembled more like a chubby Trump figurine than a peace recognition, which frankly reveals everything about what this genuinely was. This wasn't FIFA celebrating peace. This was FIFA producing a Trump monument and labeling it something else. It's the participation trophy of international diplomacy. What made Crockett's analysis especially powerful was how she tied this particular incident to wider patterns of conduct that her followers already identified. The FIFA Peace Prize wasn't an isolated instance of manufactured credibility. It was part of a continuous pattern where Trump pursued recognition from any outlet that would supply it, authentic or not. The counterfeit Time magazine displays mounted at his golf properties, the assertions of receiving awards he never received, the persistence that he'd achieved things no proof confirmed. The FIFA medal was just the newest version. This is what occurs when pride meets chance, Crockett clarified. Trump requires to be informed he's exceptional. FIFA requires leverage in the U.S. Some subordinate proposes, what if we just present him an award? And abruptly there's a FIFA Peace Prize that never existed previously and will likely never be distributed again. It's not misconduct in the conventional sense. It's something stranger. It's organizational encouragement of self-obsession for reciprocal advantage. The feedback to Crockett's analysis was prompt and passionate, especially from individuals who'd been similarly confused by the FIFA award presentation. Social media ignited with individuals circulating her statements, contributing their own humor about phony awards and forming connections to other occasions of Trump obtaining questionable acclaim. The prevailing sentiment seemed to be satisfaction that someone with a stage was prepared to express what everyone else was considering. This was ludicrous. Everyone could recognize it was ludicrous, and acting otherwise was offensive to anyone's reasoning. Multiple international analysts contributed to verify that, yes, the FIFA Peace Prize was not a legitimate award in international spheres, and yes, its abrupt establishment specifically for Trump had been recognized and mocked globally. A European political expert informed reporters in international diplomacy. There are authentic peace prizes with defined standards and acknowledgement. The FIFA award is not included. This is obviously an effort to compliment a former American president, and everyone beyond the presentation grasps that. The difference between how Trump accepted this fabricated award and how Obama's legitimate Nobel Prize had been offered Crockett with unlimited material for juxtaposition. Obama's Nobel arrived early in his administration and was debatable precisely because numerous individuals felt he hadn't yet achieved enough to deserve it. The award was hopeful, aiming to promote the peace-focused strategies he pledged. But it originated from the Nobel Committee with all the legacy and weight that implied. Trump's FIFA medal originated from an institution with no reputation in peacemaking for achievements no one could confirm. In a presentation that appeared arranged specifically to produce photographs and coverage, if Obama required to be significantly better to receive his Nobel, Trump evidently just requires to grin. At Infantino, Crockett remarked, referencing the FIFA president, who'd awarded the recognition. That's the contrast between legitimate accomplishment and participation medal mentality. Obama receives examination for not yet deserving what he might develop into. Trump receives handed a medal for things he absolutely didn't accomplish, and we're expected to applaud it. In her most thorough declaration on the situation, Crockett outlined what she regarded as the genuine importance of the FIFA Peace Prize incident. This isn't just amusing, though it is absolutely amusing. It's informative. It demonstrates how frantic Trump is for credibility, how ready institutions like FIFA are to produce that credibility for their own objective, and how deteriorated our governmental culture has evolved that this can occur, and some individuals will genuinely protect it as legitimate. She finished with a prompt that expressed both the humor and the worry. Next occasion, Trump displays that FIFA medal, question yourself, would any legitimate peacemaker require an institution to create a prize for them? Or do genuine accomplishments communicate for themselves? Because if you have to establish the awards exclusively for the honoree, you're not celebrating achievement. You're participation trophying your path through existence. And that might be acceptable for legitimate toddlers, but it's mortifying for former presidents and degrading for America. The FIFA Peace Prize situation would diminish from immediate coverage, substituted by whatever dispute arrived next in the perpetual rotation of Trump-related information. But Crockett's ridicule of it would remain, referenced continually whenever Trump asserted achievement that couldn't be confirmed or pursued recognition from suspect outlets. She'd accomplished more than just create jokes about a phony award. She'd expressed why the award was phony, why it mattered that it was phony, and why everyone acting it was authentic, was adding to a wider deterioration of how we identify and compensate legitimate accomplishment. And perhaps most successfully, she'd accomplished it while making individuals laugh at the ridiculousness of it all. Because sometimes ridicule is the most productive reply to something too absurd to regard seriously. If this analysis of how Jasmine Crockett utilized humor to reveal Trump's phony FIFA Peace Prize demonstrated to you why some governmental moments weren't ridicule more than examination, hit that like button and subscribe for more accounts about the crossroads of pride, misconduct, and absolute ridiculousness. Leave a comment sharing what phony award you'd establish for Trump if you could, and distribute this with anyone who requires to grasp the contrast between legitimate accomplishment and produced recognition. Your participation helps us keep exposing the participation medal culture that's contaminated politics.